Have you been able to start to connect the dots between how God was shaping you as a student with InterVarsity and the way that he's continuing to shape you since being a part of the Greensboro Fellow? Like, are there some common themes that you're starting to see run through those experiences up to this point?
Oh my gosh, yes.
All
Um,
right.
for me personally, Kate Harwood, I think the biggest storyline I've seen the Lord in since I was a student at InterVarsity to now is just his desire for me to rest in him and to
Hmm.
know that my true identity is the beloved. In college, I was go, 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 this opportunity, this job, this internship, this club, and then going, I had my summer was spent being a camp counselor. So it's like the wilderness. And then I was put in the Greensboro Fellows and I still kind of had that, okay, I'm going to do all this stuff. And, and I wasn't focusing on what the heart of the matter was.
Hmm.
And so, or more so, I wasn't really letting the Lord heal what the heart of the matter was. And so being able to just stop and slow down and be like, okay, Lord, this is who you say I am. This is how I am your beloved was just something 18-year-old Kate could tear up about, and 22-year-old Kate right now could also tear up about. I think the biggest shift, I think the one I've seen is within InterVarsity, walking alongside people of the same, like, university age, most of the time gender. Like I was walking alongside my sisters in Christ in my small group. I think for me, I was very internal focused when I was in college and in InterVarsity. And then I think the Greensboro Fellows and just the way it is a spiritual formation set up and you have this multi-generational community, it drew me out of myself to see the fuller picture of what God is doing and seeking shalom in the city he's put me in and seeing my friends be young moms or wives or people who are in their 30s and single, and just seeing that diversity of ages and races and ethnicities was just really beautiful to open up. So I feel like the Lord within my story, he's like, yes, I was internally shaping you as a college student, but now as an adult, I'm seeing how you can bless your community and what it means to draw out of myself and to see the fullness of what the Lord is doing.
Yeah. Wow. It's interesting as you're talking, like what's coming up to me is just parts of like our vision statement as InterVarsity is that, of seeing lives transformed, campuses renewed, world changers developed, which I want to talk about that in just a little bit. But, that you talk about these places where 18-year-old you and 22-year-old you, that both of you could tear up about the ideas of, how is God shaping me and reminding me of my identity and who I am in him, like that you're experiencing ongoing life transformation as a follower of Jesus in both of those places. And that, as we have this fairly, I don't want to say narrow as a dig, but when we're on campus, we have this fairly narrow focus of how is God transforming the campus that I'm on? How is he renewing this place? And that even is practice for this next step of, okay, God, how are you renewing the broader community that I'm stepping into after this? And it's just kind of cool that it seems like God's been giving you these little practice sessions with InterVarsity, like very real life practice sessions, but like first iteration of some of these kinds of things. And then you're stepping into this Greensboro Fellows and now post Greensboro Fellows. And it's like, and you're seeing some of those same themes happening just in a new context. And I think that that's pretty cool to see some of those lines going from one to the next.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. To see the Lord and the way he's just so gracious and loving and tying the story. But yeah, getting the little glimpses while I was in Ivy. But then, yeah, I think one of my really first deep conversations with Madison was in the parking lot of an Aussies. And she just told me of what is the Lord inviting you into and the fullness. And it just kind of unlocked something in me where I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much bigger than just myself.
Yes.
Which is such a gift that I received for Madison, but just getting to see what the fullness the Lord has in store. And just, I think personally, I'm really pro church. I love the local body.
Awesome.
But I think being part of a multi-generational church just also kind of forces that drawing out of yourself. Also, I have one more story.
Please.
Church of the Redeemer knows how to celebrate Easter, and learning how to be Easter people is something I think us Christians really overlook. And so at Church of the Redeemer, we do something called the Easter Vigil. It's the Saturday night before Easter Sunday.
Okay.
And I took part in it being on our dance team, but also leading worship as well. And it was the coolest experience. And at midnight, we did confetti cannons. We were shaking tambourines. Amelia, my worship director, and I helped lead a conga line around the congregation. So, yeah,
that's awesome.
Harwood likes to dumpster dive for donuts, but also lead a conga line in church. So,
oh gosh,
I think that's another memory of learning how to be Easter people is a really fun one as well. So there we go.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us today, alumni. If there was anything that you learned, really enjoyed, or that encouraged you from today's episode, would you send us a DM or tag us in a story? We'd love to hear about it. You can find us at After4Pod on Instagram and Facebook. And if you haven't already, take just a second to unlock your phone and subscribe to the podcast. If your platform lets you, leave us a rating and a review. And if you like what we're doing here, share us with your InterVarsity or other post-graduation friends. Thanks again for listening, and I will see you in the after, alumni.